cars jumped the track. Two of them had molten sulfur. Those tanks were pierced and a fire broke out, and then sulfur dioxide came from that fire involving the molten sulfur. Now, the concern is that according to health officials, once you get 5 parts per million, it can affect your breathing. It can restrict breathing. So obviously a concern. There were 200 families in the area, a very, very sparsely populated area. But you're exactly right about a big American holiday. On Thursday, people in the U.S. celebrate Thanksgiving, and that is a big family meal. People come from all over, a major travel day, and we know that 91 of the families chose to be moved to a nearby hotel, and that's apparently where they're going to have to ride out their Thanksgiving Day holiday. We do know the fire is under control. The other 14 tanks, 2 of them contained some kind of magnesium, but those tanks were not pierced. The other 4 were either empty or contained something harmless, such as grain. But obviously a concern when something like this happens, because much of the rail system in the United States is antiquated, and anytime there is a train that jumps the tracks, it certainly gets attention. Officials are always worried that the situation could be very significant. In this case, very sparsely populated area. Officials were able to get there, control the fire. Those residents who want to return back to their home in Mount Vernon can, but as I mentioned, a lot of them say, you know what, we've already moved. We moved our holiday meal somewhere else. We're just going to try and ride this out. So hopefully, it's just going to be somewhat of a headache for everybody today. But health officials have not released the parts per million of the sulfur in the air there. So obviously going to wait to make sure that that is completely safe before everybody does come back home. They were mandatory evacuation, but the way a mandatory evacuation works in the United States, they go door to door and say you must leave, but the people don't have to leave. Basically, emergency officials have done their part. They've told people to leave. If they choose to stay, it's on them.